Hello crypto community, it's Eugene on PeakDeFi channel, and now we are going to speak about the most top DeFi news this week and what important our team thinks to be relevant to DeFi sector. So what's interesting is not only what is written in the news, but who is writing that. I see the trend recently that mostly classical finance website or news releases are including Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain in general news, and now they're starting to include DeFi news. So that's a very remarkable thing. So today we're going to cover the changes in Ethereum protocol, the issue of adoptions, and some innovations and trends that are going to be implemented and are growing inside the DeFi sector. Because every time I speak about DeFi, I want to stress and to particularly note that this is not only about money, but about changing the services and making our life better, faster, and more efficient. So let's go to it. First news is related to Ethereum network upgrade, which was in the proposal 1559, and it implies the reduce of miners commissions, which is called London upgrade, London fork, and this hard fork is launching now on testnets, so that everything is tested, no vulnerabilities found, and so on. And it is stated as the lead developer team, Baco, says that it's being tested in June and July and mid-July on 2 test networks, and it will bring further on the future benefits for the users as agreed, as it was announced. And after 30,000 or 40,000 blocks, it will be implemented to the main Ethereum network. So this will be efficient, and all the users will have the benefit of it. And secondly, as we discussed before, that will bring some burning for Ethereum, because the additional fees are not gonna be charged by miners. So that's why the miners are not happy. I explained to that before 3 weeks ago, and you can see the video on our channel. So the main point for us is that Ethereum will become more deflational. So that means more expensive, because some of the Ethereums will be burned. So from our commission, and we will pay only tips to miners, so that they can provide a faster service for big amount of transactions, for big transactions. So that's a good news for the whole network, and we know DeFi is mostly concentrated on Ethereum network, and it will speed up the DeFi development in general. Then the second topic is adoption. So it's very, very critical to hear and to get the adoption as fast as possible, and it is happening despite price crash, which is remarkable, because at the bear market, most of the people are quitting the market. And according to the investors' forecast, so there will be 1 billion users by the end of 2023. And of course, that is seen. This prediction is seen that 1 billion crypto users will be by 2024. And if we look closer to the chart, we can see that the number of users, of internet users, so it's a very interesting comparison of the whole number of internet users and prediction of future, and Bitcoin users. So those people who at least have one Bitcoin wallet, active wallet. And this is quite interesting because the number of Bitcoin or crypto wallets users is getting higher. So now it's about at this point in 2021, it's about 500 million people, but by the next year and in 2 years, this number is expected to be doubled. So another interesting comparison, of course, is that with internet in general, like a global network, it took 14 years for the internet to reach 1 billion users. So practically the same number of years is needed for Bitcoin, and this is happening now. So the next one is the comparison between Ethereum and Bitcoin. We see the orange line is Bitcoin number of users, and the blue line is Ethereum number of users. So you see that this line is growing and growing really fast above. So that's an exponential growth that shows how Ethereum infrastructure and smart contracts are developing the network in general. So we know that Ethereum is the main network for DeFi protocols, and of course we all know this exponential growth for DeFi as well, especially in last year. So this is more than obvious that DeFi is pushing Ethereum. Ethereum is pushing the whole blockchain, and this is in the end a benefit for the whole cryptosphere. So the next one is the conception and the very concept of super apps. So, and if DeFi blockchain is a key to their expansion for super apps. So in first a couple of words, what super apps are. Super apps are the applications of big corporations that include all sets of services to their customers, so that the customer could have the whole ecosystem of the services in one application. That's what's big corporations, big services, national-wide services are aiming at. So of course these services can be, there are many such services. One of them is WeChat in China. This is a global service. This is not only a messenger. This is service provider. You can order taxi, buy food, send payments. You can do everything on WeChat in China. And Alibaba service, we know Amazon. It's not only about selling products. It's a more complete sets of services. So that's the general trend in big business, and the same is happening. In many countries when big corporations try to build super apps, but not separate apps for every service. So it could be an ecosystem. And of course, what issues and what problems can blockchain in general resolve is evident. So it's payment issue. The payments on blockchain, on DeFi protocols are helping with that. Cash flow issues, for example, credits and loans, so lending and crediting. So this is another key to providing better services for such super apps. and of course super apps will be pushed by DeFi protocols. So, and this is why one of the tools that will help the corporations, the big businesses, to build such super apps and develop it. Because currently the banking system, and let me show you the next news. So the banking system and trade finance are using the technologies of the 20th century, and DeFi may catalyze all that development. For example, in this article it is shown that banking system will adopt, and that would be a hybrid system with between decentralized and centralized. So DeFi will eat CeFi, so, and will be a sort of hybrid. The payment systems like MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, and many others can make benefit of and take the experiences from DeFi protocols with smart contract protocols, and can adopt in their system. The same about banks, because currently banks are using for international payments, are using old-fashioned and old technologies that were invented and created in the last century. So they're really old. And you can imagine if you used any banks, how hard it is to send the payment to another country. So it's a long deal, and taking so much fees, taking so many intermediaries between them, so many banks between your and recipient banks. So the DeFi will definitely help. So this is the main idea of that article. You may read the details in the link below in the description. Another news is Panther protocol releases ambitious plan to privacy solutions. So this is, again, the demand for privacy is very high in the world, and we were talking about Beam protocol, DeFi protocol, and Panther is one of them. Protocols that you can have a look at and learn deeper. So the main idea is to wrap the assets, like synthetic assets, like there is wrapped Ethereum and wrapped Bitcoin, WBC, WETH. So they do the same. They do equivalence in Z prefix, and they will operate and of course provide privacy. But on the other hand, this solution is offered for companies, for institutions, so that privacy is not always associated with something illegal, but something legal as well, something that can be adopted. But again, the demand for privacy is high, not only between users, ordinary users, but also with companies, and this protocol offers that solution. It's only the plan. I'm talking about not only this protocol, but the whole trend in future. The next news is relating to Brave. Brave browser. It's one of the decentralized or partially decentralized, I would say, browser that has announced in January this year the non-tracking search engine, opposed to what we have from Google or from being Microsoft. Now they have released a beta version of that protocol, of that search engine, and the main idea, so you can read all the detailed descriptions, how it works, but the main idea is that beta search engine is not giving a user's profile, and of course attaching some tags onto it, so that search engines could know your marketing, the marketing information about you, what you buy, what you like, what you search, and where, who you are, and so on. But they do not create this profile, and in their index, their index will be based mostly on collective mind or predictive mind, with the databases, with the knowledge databases distributed across the web. So that's the different approach, and of course now they're using some power by some indexes created by Google and Bing, but they do another overlay above them with a depersonalization of that data, and this is quite a step forward to a more fair internet when you can use when you can search relevant data, but your personal profile will not be used, and you will keep your privacy. Again, it's about privacy. Then the next interesting use is Solidity. Solidity framework. On this framework, the most of the Ethereum protocols are built, and the issue of audit is very, very important for decentralized protocols, because there are many vulnerabilities, and most of the audits are done manually. But now they have issued a tool that can help to check the protocol for vulnerabilities. So it's checking around 6,000 vulnerabilities or scenarios that can happen, and these will help to make the protocols safer. I mean checking the code safer, so that no leaks can happen. So it's very important. In traditional web we have such tools, but for decentralized solutions I haven't heard of any. So it's very important for us, for users in the end, to be safer with our smart contracts. And the most striking use to me, the most symbolic one, it's just a hackathon, is just a startup, but the aim is very, very notable. I mean that this startup protocol, would like to substitute pension when people are saving money or paying some taxes for social taxes for their pension. And of course, again, this system was invented last century, and now it's not meeting the modern goals, and the governments are using that money for their benefit. And in some countries, when people pass away, their pension, their savings are going to the governments. There are some countries this is horrible and unacceptable, and this money is not even inherited by their children. So this is the protocol that changes the saving or the personal saving. So for example, if people lock some of their salary, some of their incomes to the protocol, and later on, based on that protocols, and so on that deposits, loans, and swaps that are made with their money, they are earning more capital, they are earning more funds in it. So this is a passive income for people for a long period. It's not only about pension, it's about personal savings for future, as an example. So, and this Punk protocol, and I think there will be many such protocols that will help people to do their personal savings better and more efficient than even government does. So this is a very symbolic and notable for me, because it shows how DeFi can change our traditional services and make our life better, as I always say that. So this is a good example showing that DeFi is not only money, but it's also about services. So these are the main news. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.